up, you guys? Welcome to my channel. My name is Haley and today I'm going to be sharing my July TBR. Typically, I'm more of a mood reader. I just kind of pick the books that I want to read that day, just depending on how I'm feeling. But this month, I really want to stick to a TBR so that we can, you know, read some of the same books this month. And then when I do my end of the month reading wrap up, we can discuss. I do have quite a few books here today. I noticed that I typically read between 10 and 11 books each month, so I kind of stuck to that number so that I can stick to my TBR. Anyways, I am a few days into July already, so I have already read one book and then I'm in the middle of another book. So the first book that I did read this month was finally The Unhoneymooners by Christina Lauren, and I'm going to save all of my thoughts until the end of the month reading wrap up, so stay tuned for that. But this is one of those enemies to lovers tropes, which is one of my favorites. This is actually a very cute, very funny read. If you haven't read this book already, add it to your TBR because it is a good one. One that I'm in the middle of right now is another really cute, sort of funny romance read. This is Mr. Wrong Number by Lynn Painter, and this is one of those books that I've just heard so much about, and I actually follow Lynn Painter on Instagram. She's really funny. So finally getting around to this one. I am only a few pages in right now. I am 50 pages in, so still in the early stages. So far so good, but I will keep you guys updated on this one. Also, the cover art is just adorable. I always appreciate a very cute cover. Moving on to books that I want to read and that are on my TBR for the month. I have, how many do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4. I actually have 9 books here today, and I have another book on the way for my book of the month membership. So 10 books total. I'll start with the ones that I am for sure planning on reading, and then the 2 that are kind of on my list. One of my priorities on my TBR this month is Where the Crawdads Sing, and this is one that I actually started. I started it last month and then just kind of moved on to other books. I have to be honest, you guys, I'm having a really hard time getting into this one. And I talked about it a little bit on Instagram, and people are like, you know, it's a little bit of a slow start, but it picks up towards the middle to the end. So I am powering through this one because I do really want to see the movie this month. So I will finish this one. I was just kind of having a hard time. I think it's partly the language. Some things, like with the heavy accent, I don't know what's going on. It makes me feel really dumb reading this book, and it's also it's just really slow. I know this is on so many people's 5-star reading list. So many people have told me this is one of their favorite books, so I will continue reading it. I want to see what all the hype is about. I'm just kind of struggling to get into it, honestly, but we will persevere. Next up, I have to read at least one Colleen Hoover book each month. I gotta make my way through all of her books, honestly. This month, I definitely want to read November 9th. I've heard a lot of mixed reviews about this one, which I feel like Colleen's books have a lot of mixed reviews in general. Heard that this book is a little bit on the cheesy side, which honestly, I really love. So I'm not mad about that. We'll see how we feel. But this one seems to be about heartbreak. Someone tell me if this book is going to break me or not. I'm scared. This one's about 2 people that meet right before a cross-country move, Fallon and Ben. Ben is an author, and he takes stories from Fallon's eventful life and puts them into his own novels. It says, over time and amidst the various relationships and tribulations of their own separate lives, they continue to meet on the same date every year. Wonder what date that is. Till one day, Fallon becomes unsure if Ben has been telling her the truth or fabricating a perfect reality for the sake of the ultimate plot twist. So this definitely seems like an interesting read. I'm super excited about it. I'm probably going to start this one after I finish Mr. Wrong Number. Let me know what you guys think. No spoilers, please, but just a general, did you like it? Next up, we have a little bit of a thriller. This is The Hunting Party by Lucy Foley, and last month I actually read her book, The Guest List. So if you want to hear my thoughts about that, it is in my last month reading wrap up for June. I did end up giving that one a 3-star review, so I do hope this one is a little better. It seems to be kind of the same setup as The Guest List, where it has like various point of views throughout each chapter. They're on a remote Scottish, in the remote Scottish wilderness. So we'll see how this goes. I do love a thriller. I love a little murder mystery. So we'll see, because I really did like her writing. It's just the guest list was a little bit slow. But I am excited to start this one. I also really want to finish Such a Fun Age by Kylie Reed. I don't know why I said finish. I have not started this one. This one is more of a literary fiction, and typically, if you guys have been watching a lot of my book videos, I read a lot of romance and then like a sprinkle of thriller in there. So I'm excited for a little bit of a different storyline, a little bit of a different genre. So every time I see this cover, I just think it's the cutest thing ever. I always have to mention it. The colors just speak to me. I heard really good reviews about this one, and the premise of this book just sounds so interesting. I can't wait to get started on this one. You guys, I know I've said so many times that I was planning on reading this book for the month of May, and then it was June, and now it's July. I think I'm just like so intimidated by the size. I said that on, that's what she said. I think I said that on Instagram, and somebody was like, no, like once you get started in the story, like it doesn't really seem as long as it looks. So fingers crossed there, because I know that this is like one of everybody's favorite. This is Things We Never Got Over by Lucy Score. This book is 557 pages, which just seems so aggressive and scary. I don't know, so I keep pushing it off, but I really need to get into it this month. The next book I actually haven't heard anything about. I don't think I've even seen this book before, but my mom had it in her little library, so she gave it to me over the weekend so that she can make space for more books, which let me just tell you, now that I'm back into reading and we're like sharing books again, our collections are getting out of control. I appreciate that she is an avid reader so that we can switch books and share. Anyways, I'm pretty excited about this one. It is a thriller, which I love. I'm gonna read a little excerpt of the description here. Typically, fierce friendships never develop between a local and a summer girl, but that's just what happens with visitor Sadie Lohman and Littleport resident Avery Greer. Each summer for almost a decade, the girls are inseparable until Sadie is found dead. Scandalous! While police ruled the death as suicide, Avery can't help but feel that there are those in the community, including members of Sadie's family, who blame her. Someone knows more than they're saying, and Avery is intent on clearing her name before the facts get twisted against her. So this sounds like a fun little murder mystery thriller book, and I'm excited about it. I do have to say though, the next book I'm going to talk about is another hardcover, and these are my least favorite. Hardcovers are just so uncomfortable to read. They're like so big and bulky, you know? Anyways, still excited for this one. And then the other one I have is The Last Thing He Told Me by Laura Dave. Thrilling roller coaster of a novel, this smart, intimate exploration of love and family is the foundation of a beautifully constructed mystery filled with twists and turns. A must read. So this is another sort of mystery book. How many do we have this month? So we actually have 3 thriller / mystery books this month, which I am very excited about. Typically I load up on like a lot of romance, so exciting! Also, since my book of the month is not here yet, I picked The Bodyguard. I'll show it right here so you can see what the cover looks like. But that is also on my TBR for the month. So the other 2 that I have, these are like maybes if I finish all of these books this month and have some time left over. These are the other 2 that I want to get started. This one I just picked up yesterday. If you guys have not seen my day in my life vlog, I went to the little Japanese bookstore, and it's actually a very fun little vlog, so go check that out. But this is one of the books that I picked up. This is 99% Mine by Sally Thorne. Oh no, I just looked this one up on Goodreads to see if this was YA or new adult, and it is new adult romance, but the reviews are not good. I'm not gonna read any of them, but it is rated a 3.39 on Goodreads. Hoping it's just like a cheesy, lighthearted read and like not bad writing, because I actually haven't read The Hating Game by Sally Thorne, which is one of her most popular books, so we'll see how this goes. If you guys have read this one, let me know your thoughts. I might push this one down on the TBR a little bit. I'm scared. And then the last book that I would love to get through this month was actually sent to me by the author. So thank you so much, Lana. This is The Existence of Amy by Lana Grace Riva. This one is actually about mental illness, an insight into the reality of OCD, anxiety, and depression. And if you guys are newer to my channel, I do have some videos up about my struggles personally with anxiety, depression, agoraphobia, and my panic disorder. So I'm very familiar with mental illness. And I'm very excited to read this book. This seems like something that I will be able to relate to. So yeah, this sounds like an interesting read. Thank you so much again for sending this over. I'm very excited. Alrighty friends, and that is my July TBR. Let me know if you guys have read any of these books, your thoughts. Also let me know if any of these are also on your July TBRs, but thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I am excited. I have a lot to read. I have a ton of book videos planned for the month of July, so if you haven't already, subscribe, and I will see you guys soon. Bye!